Thought I'd show you one of my favorite anime openings this year, and then we'll just go ahead with Doctor Who. So let's try this. Can you hear me? Yeah. I said, can you hear me? Yeah. Oh, good. I'm the reviewer. I travel through time and space in my SARDIS, reviewing Doctor Who. Now, SARDIS stands for Studio and Relative Dimension in etc., etc. As always, I'm joined by my cameraman, Jamie.
Hi, reviewer. Are you actually telling me there are grown men and women who spend their time obsessing over cartoons?
I'm afraid so, Jamie.
If they were smart, they'd spend their time obsessing over a time-traveling immortal from Britain.
Of all the unmitigated gold! That's enough, Jamie. Now, Anime Midwest, I don't want to alarm you, but there is currently a Sontaran battle fleet over the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center.
The death of these nerds will be a great victory for Sontar!
Well, it's not so much a fleet as a lone scout ship, but it's still more than powerful enough to destroy this convention center. Now, I've been wiring up a gizmony doodad here in the SARDIS.
I speak English.
Well, at least I didn't say timey-wimey, Jamie. But it needs time to charge, and most of all, it needs a very special power source. Incredulousness. I need you to be confused, to appreciate things ironically, and most of all, turn to your neighbor and say, Is the Last Angry Geek there?
I'm here.
Geek, I need you to show these people an episode that will fill them full of these emotions enough that they can charge my ship and I can destroy the Sontarans. Do you have such an episode?
The very one.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, I leave you in the very capable hands of the Last Angry Geek. This is You Know Who Live!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to You Know Who Live. I'm the Last Angry Geek, your host. As we mentioned, today's episode is the first time I've ever reviewed The Ninth Doctor, and we're just going to jump right into it. This is Boomtown.
6 months after the Slitheen tried to destroy the Earth, a scientist is warning a woman that her project is dangerous. We hear a gurgle come from the woman, the sole surviving member of the Slitheen. This power plant has the potential to destroy Cardiff.
Thank goodness we've got you, our esteemed leader.
We see Mickey Smith arrive in Cardiff, Wales. Hey, we all make mistakes. He knocks on the door and is met by Captain Jack before barging his way in. He's brought Rose her passport. They're here to refuel the TARDIS on the remains of the dimensional rift from the unquiet dead. He's taken aback by the strange things the trios talk about and the fact that they all seem so at ease with those strange things and each other.
My God, have you seen yourselves? You all think you're so clever, don't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Upon leaving the TARDIS, the Doctor explains that it looks like a 1960s police box because of a busted chameleon TARDIS circuit.
Okay, sorry, let's go back a minute because that's a lot to take in. To summarize, green frogs tried to blow up the Earth. Didn't. Blue box looks like blue box. Shouldn't. Blonde ditches boyfriend and travels through time and space with big-eared northerner. And during their adventures, they pick up a bisexual secret agent who, at a conservative guess, has slept with about 9% of the known universe. Everyone caught up? Good.
The mayor of Cardiff is proud of her new nuclear power plant and gets upset when someone snaps her picture. She's then followed around by a reporter, Kathy Salt, who asks her about the curse on the project. Everyone from safety inspectors to the government's nuclear advisor has met with mysterious ends.
And then just recently, Mr. Cleaver, the government's nuclear advisor,
slipped on an icy patch.
He was decapitated.
It was a very icy patch.
Concerned that she's been found out, the mayor invites Kathy into the bathroom with her. Kathy is concerned that the reports she's read will lead to a meltdown. Meanwhile, the mayor begins to slip out of her human suit. She's about to kill Kathy when the reporter lets it slip that she's getting married and is pregnant. The mayor begins to reminisce about her family. They're all gone now. She lets Kathy live and leave. At lunch, the crew is having fun when the Doctor sees
kicked me out, and by the time I got there, I was 15 light years away, and I realized I'm like this.
And I was having such a nice day.
I was telling stories with my girlfriend and my boyfriend and my girlfriend's boyfriend. We were eating wholesome Welsh food. Oh, why did I have to see that alien I recognized? I wasn't asking for much. One day. Just one day where I don't have to stop an alien from destroying the Earth. Is that too much to ask? One day off? Not even that. One damn lunch. I miss the North.
Oh, it's tough being the doctor. I mean, you're always on call. I mean, it's almost like you're a doctor. Who? Oh.
Recognizing the mayor as their old enemy, Margaret of the Slitheen, they head in and follow Jack's plan to cover the exits. Upon finding out that the doctor is here, the mayor tries to escape via conveniently placed scaffolding. As the doctor grapples with the mayor's secretary, the rest of the TARDIS crew runs to head her off, with results ranging from impressive to, that's just sad. Margaret's earrings contain a teleporter, but the sonic screwdriver keeps redirecting the signal.
I could do this all day.
This is persecution. Why can't you leave me alone? What did I ever do to you?
You tried to kill me and destroy this entire planet.
Apart from that.
The new power plant is designed to explode on top of the fault in space and time, destroying the Earth. The alien technology Margaret was using would have created a force field bubble around her that she could have surfed out of this universe. The Doctor recognizes the Welsh name of the power plant as Bad Wolf.
Okay, Bad Wolf. Now, you know how the TARDIS translates languages for the Doctor?
Yeah.
So that he can read whatever he wants?
Yeah.
Apparently it doesn't work with Welsh. By the way, I was going to say those two L's, they don't have two L's on this. I was in Wales once, and for some reason, two L's there make an R sound. I don't get Wales. Not one bit. It's just ruined castles and decorative spoons. I mean, I've seen alien planets on the show that make more sense than Wales.
Bad Wolf. They've heard that word so many times before, but the Doctor just brushes it off as coincidence. He decides they'll return Margaret to Rexicorical but in absentia, the Slitheen family was given the death sentence. If she goes back, she'll be killed. That's not his problem. The TARDIS still needs another 12 hours to recharge. Outside, Rose admits that she called Mickey here not because she needed her passport, but because she missed him. Maybe they can get some food or even a room. Margaret has the Doctor pegged as the first to leave in a difficult situation. He's not used to sticking around and dealing with the consequences. Margaret's teleporter only worked on one person, so she had to abandon her brothers when the Doctor blew them up. She does make a final request, a last meal at her favorite human restaurant.
Oh, like she's not going to try to escape.
Except I can never escape the Doctor, so where's the danger?
They agree on the condition that Margaret wears a shock bracelet to keep her from running away. At the restaurant, Margaret tries to take down the Doctor with several tricks, but he's prepared for each one.
Oh, come on! Have you learned nothing from Chef Howard? That water trick is the oldest in the business. You put it down and clink the glasses together. Then they pick up and drink the water, and they poison themselves. You have to get up pretty early in the morning to put one over on me.
Rose is going on and on about her travels with the Doctor when Nikki blurts out that he's dating a woman they know named Trisha. Margaret tells the Doctor that she will be boiled alive in acid on her home planet. He could take her to another branch of the Slitheen family. She continues to put forward that she's human and she's learned from her mistakes, but the Doctor points out that she did so wearing the skin of the real Margaret, the woman she murdered to assume her identity. Rose is now mad at Mickey. Mickey gets mad back at her.
It's got nothing to do with Trisha. This is all about me, isn't it?
You left me! We were nice. We were happy. And then what, you give me a kiss and you run off with him and you make me feel like nothing, Rose. I was nothing.
Margaret tells how she spared Kathy Salt's life as proof that she's changed, or at least capable of changing. The Doctor knows how that works. Psychotics like her spare the occasional victim so they can lie to themselves about what they really are. Things come to a halt when an earthquake hits Cardiff. Rose heads back to the TARDIS, abandoning Mickey, as Margaret and the Doctor head that way too. The spatial rift is reopening and the TARDIS is being supercharged, threatening to destroy Cardiff. Having foreseen the Doctor's possible involvement, Margaret's circuit is draining the TARDIS's engines. She deskins her arm and takes Rose hostage. With the circuit charged, Margaret can now leave as the rift destroys the planet. However, since that means the TARDIS is about to be destroyed, a panel on the main console opens, exposing Margaret to the heart of the TARDIS. Entranced, she whispers thank you before an empty skin suit drops to the floor. They depart the TARDIS and seal the rift. Inside the skin suit is a Slitheen egg. The telepathic ship decided to give Margaret a new chance. They'll take her home and give her to a new family to raise. Rose goes back to look for Mickey. He sees her but stays in the shadows, deciding their relationship is over. Heading off to give Margaret a new home, Rose realizes second chances can be nice.
Okay, now there's a reason why I chose this episode. Word has it that Christopher Eccleston wants to make it a movie in America. So we just need to find a fat, obnoxious blonde woman to play opposite of him. And then we'll have My Dinner with Mimi. This was one of those episodes that was meant to be a breather between the big blockbuster episodes. We just met Jack and we're just going into the series finale. We take time to have dinner with an old enemy. I'm sure recycling the Slitheen was a good way for them to save money, as it means they didn't have to come up with a new alien. Overall, this episode was okay, but I was divided on the cast. Let's go into the wrap-up of what I thought.
Doctor Who has a long line of terrible male companions, and although he wasn't a companion yet, he was around enough that you could at least consider him a supporting cast member on the show. Mickey. Here, he's still in his goofy comic relief phase, either acting all confused by what the TARDIS crew is talking about, or going for overly comedic effect. We're meant to laugh at him here, unlike Season 2 when they butch him up by giving him a gun. There, we're still laughing at him, we're just not meant to. Honestly, do we need closure on Mickey Rose's relationship? Couldn't he have just told Rose he's moved on? Although the anger over Rose leaving him is one of Noel Clarke's few decent acting moments in this first series, that said, he's got a new girlfriend that he leaves because Rose calls him back, and then when Rose leaves him again, he's got no one. Mickey, you started out with 2 girls and ended up with none. The best thing you can say about Mickey is he almost makes Adric look like a good companion. Right now, Captain Jack is still in his pre-Torchwood phase, so he's essentially just there for shock value by constantly over-explaining his sex life or overdoing it on the military jargon. He can't decide if he's Lee Emery or Madonna. Rose. She was fine. She was just there to react to things. Same with Jack. Actually, the whole disintegration of her relationship with Mickey felt really tacked on. I think we'd all assumed she'd given up on him in the first episode. Remember this blow-off?
Thanks.
Thanks for what?
Exactly.
Ouch. Really, the only decent, genuinely good acting in this episode comes from Christopher Eccleston and Annette Badland. Annette, as Margaret, was really good. In the first part of this episode, she's mostly played for laughs. That said, once she's captured and we learn that she'll be put to death, it becomes an interesting game of cat and mouse between her and the Doctor. Can he look her in the eye knowing she's going to die for her crimes? Even though she's earned that death sentence, was it truly her fault, or was it the environment she was raised in by an evil family? Albeit a family that she loves and truly misses. There are a lot of shades of gray here, and Annette really has fun playing with them. She goes from determined to morose, from crafty to sympathetic. Christopher Eccleston is at his best playing off her. It's not his fault she's led a life of crime. It's not his fault that her society puts criminals to death. But he is uncomfortable with her fate. If there's one thing the Ninth Doctor always did, it was come off as smug. And here he does it in spades whenever he's constantly thwarting Margaret. There's also a nice bit when he finally realizes Bad Wolf is following them around, but there's not much beyond that. It's mostly reacting to situations like the rest of the TARDIS crew. One thing that kind of bugged me was Margaret being so dead on about the Doctor not sticking around. I do feel that it was a bit too soon in the series to be exploring that aspect of the Doctor. This was only his 11th episode back. People were still getting to know him. The only fans who could have understood what Margaret was really talking about were those who knew the Doctor from his previous series. I might have waited until the next season to investigate that part of his life, but of course by then we're on to the 10th Doctor. And I've never been that crazy about the 9th Doctor. My biggest problem with him was he never looked or felt like the Doctor. He sounded like him, sure, but the leather jacket and buzz cut? No. The Doctor should look and dress a little more to his own taste, not what's fashionable at the time. Although, yes, they retroactively played that off as part of his PTSD from the Time War. At the time, it didn't really make sense. I'm not sure if we'll ever know why Christopher Eccleston was so dissatisfied with the Doctor that he left after that first year. I guess we can only hope that, like Tom Baker, he'll get over himself and return to the role down the line. Hopefully we won't have to wait 40 years like we did for Tom.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this episode was basically a rehash of the Aliens of London 2-parter, and it made us confront things that, frankly, I didn't feel needed confronting. It was saved by the dynamic between the Ninth Doctor and Margaret, but overall this episode was just okay. I give Doctor Who, Boomtown, 2 out of 5 TARDISes. And I hope you're as confused and befuddled as I am. Reviewer, can you hear me? Was that enough for you to charge your device?
Yes, I should say so. The device is fully charged and we're ready to go. Hey, reviewer, the Sontaran ship is powering up. What? This was a glorious victory for Sontar! Ha! Huh? Everyone in Anime Midwest is dead? Yes, Jamie, it would appear so. Apparently, Sontaran cannons take 1 minute less to charge up than this device. Well, we'll know better next time, won't we? 20 survivors at what used to be Anime Midwest. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope your burns won't keep you from joining us next time on You Know Who. Jamie.
Thank you.